Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and I have arrived at Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada. It is about 200 miles north along the coastline of Lake Superior from Duluth, Minnesota. And this is a pretty good sized town with a population of somewhere around 110,000. And in this video, I'm going to show you 3 places around town, starting off with Marina Park. And then I'm going to go up to the Cascade Conservation Area where they have a waterfall. And then I'm going to go up Mount McKay to get a high up view of the whole city and Lake Superior. So come along with me. And this first section is called, however you pronounce that park. And there are 3 statues here. I don't know if you can read that, but this is the man in the middle. And off to the left, here, this man, and this man. And they are facing Lake Superior, where all these boats are. Here's a big pond with a fountain way down there. Here is a little bit of history of the city and a very nice wide view of Lake Superior. And you can see a lighthouse out here. I guess that's a lighthouse. Yeah, it would have the light way in the top there. This is as far as I can zoom in. It's pretty far out. Here's another view of the lake with a big plant out there. I have no idea what kind of business that is. This is on a Saturday, and they've got some kind of special event going on with a bunch of booths like this. And there's a stage set up for a band, I guess, have a concert later today. Another view of the lake with an odd-shaped island here. Well, they've got some music going now. On tape, I guess. Here's another section of the park. Remembering shipmates past and present. There's 2 anchors here. Well, I learned something today. Never heard of carronades. Right there. There's one. And out here is another one. Over by the anchors. And folks, you'll have to guess what this is. I have no idea. Here's a close-up shot of the fountains I showed you earlier. Here is the marina part of Marina Park. And they do give harbor tours with several options. So now let's take a look at the Cascades Conservation Area. We have a paved walking trail here that just takes about 10 minutes to get around. And here they have 4 boards of reading material. This one, and this one, and this one. And here I've already learned something. Alcohol is not permitted on conservation areas. This little guy is jumping around like crazy. What could he be looking for? Well, nothing too exciting yet. Well, this tree had a bit of bad luck. You ever wonder how many trillions of trees there are in the world? Okay, I met someone at the beginning who told me it was a 10-minute walk, but I swear it was more like 20 or 30. And there's really nothing but trees here. Trees and bushes, so I don't know what they're conserving. It's not like we're running out of trees in the world. There's actually 6 trails here, and I only did that green dot trail. Now, I did not see here where you could go up a yellow trail that goes over to the river, and it says there is the Cascades. So I think that would be the big attraction here. Well, I went back and found the yellow trail. It's an unmarked dirt trail that goes off to the left, and there's no colors to help you figure out which color trail you're on. There's some rushing waters right there. And a stream here going down into the big pond. Well, folks, I'm still not sure what the Cascades are. This doesn't look like a cascade to me. Looks like the earth has really been worn down here. Maybe the waters are kind of low. And here you've got this really big rock buildup. Okay, this would be the Cascades. That waterfall right there. They're calling it a cascade instead of a waterfall. That's understandable. It's not so much of a fall as it is a cascade, I guess. Well, folks, that's it for the Cascades Conservatory. Now off to my next stop. Well, now I've made it up Mount McKay. And by the way, they charge $10 per car toll to get here. And it looks like this is some kind of arena. So they have special events sometimes during the year. So this is a Scenic Lookout through this fence. They've got all the way along here. Gee whiz. You have to stand up on this to get a good view, which is exactly what I did. It's a really large city. And off to the right, you can barely see Lake Superior. It's a kind of a foggy day, especially over the lake. So you can just kind of barely make out the lake over there. They have a really nice lawn here. Lots of trees. And there is some kind of a small lake over there. Here's some of the commercial businesses. I wonder what that business property is there. And off to the right here, you can see a lot of housing. Looks like this is an inlet of Lake Superior, or maybe it's a river flowing out to the lake. I did cross a river coming up here. There's a fairly good view of, I think it's mostly housing. And then here in the parking lot is two memorials, that and this building. This is on the big white cross, and they're calling World War I the Great War. Well, back then it certainly was. It's padlocked, but this is actually a chapel. The sign in the middle says it is the Mountain Chapel. Huh, how about that? Sacred Heart Chapel. Well, folks, wish it was a much clearer day, but it's okay for a scenic overlook. Just wish it didn't have this fence here. Well, let me know in the comments below. What do you think of the video? Good day, folks.